brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, host of the Dr. John Deloney Show, and PhD in counseling. He's my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Marie is in Washington, D.C. Hi, Marie. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I'm well. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I'm calling because I'm wondering if I should be more forthcoming about my financial situation with my parents in order to gain, I guess, credibility on the topic of personal finance.
Why do you need credibility from your parents?
So over the years, I've tried to share the baby steps because I've had success with them, and nothing has quite stuck. I've gifted them the book in print and in audio. I've also gifted them like budgeting app subscriptions, and even still, I've watched them make bad financial decisions over the years. And recently, my dad started talking about Roth IRAs, and I was like surprised that this term was in his vocabulary. So when I asked him what spurred him on, he was telling me about this YouTuber and TikToker that he's been watching. And as he was showing me the videos, I couldn't help but think, like, gee, my dad is more like willing to listen to a random stranger on the internet over his own daughter.
Yeah, that's probably always going to be the case. You're suffering from what we call powdered butt syndrome. Once someone has powdered your butt, they don't want your opinion on money or sex. Generally speaking, I mean, it's a rare parent relationship on a rare subject that the kid speaks into the parent's life until the parent is somewhere around 80. It does sometimes, but it's you're never a prophet in your own land, Jesus said, right? And this is your land. So it's very, very, very difficult. And I'll just tell you, the vast majority of my family, Sharon's family, does not do the stuff we teach.
Oh, wow.
Tens of millions of Americans do, but not my people. So, I mean, that, you know, they like what we do. They think it's impressive, and they're proud of us for helping people. But, you know, there's a handful of them do it, and the rest of them don't. I'm just saying. So, they just kind of look at us like we're, you know, vegetarians or something, like we're weird, you know? I mean, it's like, and so, anyway, the only hope you've got is not to tell them what to do, which is what you're searching for credibility on. Your only hope is just to tell your story. And say, you know, Dad, I was out of control. I was in chaos. And when I started doing a budget, I had this experience. And then I started working these baby steps, and then I had this experience. And now, gosh, I know you'd be really proud of me. Now I've got X number of dollars in my 401k, and this stuff really worked for me. And I'm just so excited. And and you just tell your story. Don't even bring them up. Mm-hmm. If they then say, well, that'll never work for me, you could just say, well, probably it might. If you want to talk about it anytime, I'm here to help. But then please just have your expectations really low. The secret to happiness is low expectations. I don't think you're going to have unless it's a very unusual situation, a high percentage of the time, you're not going to have a high influence over your parents.
Can I tell you why, Marie?
Yeah, go for it.
Because this is not a you problem. This is a him problem. And I love the fact that you have been searching high and low for what you're doing wrong in communication, but you're not doing anything wrong. He's pretty lucky to have you as a daughter.
Yeah.
He literally can't see it.
I just don't want you to have the expectation that he's going to suddenly go, oh, that little girl that I taught to ride the bicycle in the backyard is now a millionaire. You know, our brains just don't work that way very well. It's very unusual. I'm thinking of my grown kids right now who I've got great relationships with. They, run segments of our life, our business, and I've
been in the room when they try to tell Dave what to do, and it's incredible.
It generally doesn't go well.
It does not go well.
It's just like, and even though, sometimes if they do it 3 or 4 times, I'll hear it. But the first time, and I'm in a room where I'm asking for this, but it's, especially when you get on a personal level, and that's in a business situation. So
and here's where, Marie, you can elevate the maturity of the whole interaction. Do you want to tell your dad about this Ramsey plan and this get out of debt plan because you want him to look at you at the end of the day and be like, man, you really saved us. You did a great job, daughter. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Or do you want him to learn about the Ramsey stuff, this plan, because you want your dad to have a better relationship with money and to finally have peace inside his home? Because if that's what you want, wherever he gets this information, let's cheer him on for it. If he gets it from a TikToker and he comes to you and says, hey, I'm going to pay off all my debts, and maybe that TikToker is George Campbell, by the way, but I'm going to pay off all my debts. I'm going to start putting some money in some Roths. Let's exhale. That's our ego. And let's just be happy that dad's making some better choices with money. Mm. If it's about, hey, I need him, this is going to be my avenue for him to be proud of me finally, have that conversation with him. Ask him directly, Daddy, are you proud of me? Or do you think I'm doing a good job just as a young adult? Let him have that conversation, but don't use this as a proxy. Otherwise, you're going to make yourself bonkers doing that.
Yeah. And please, really, don't expect for you to be the solution.
Yeah.
If it is, it's wonderful, but it's highly unusual. And the only possible way with the people closest to you is to not tell them what they're doing wrong, but instead just tell them about your story. No one can argue about your story. This is my story. This is what I did. This is when I was scared. This is when I goofed up. And when I changed that and I started doing this other thing, it started working. And here's where I am now. And then I went through this. And then I sold a car. And then I did this. And then I did that. And you just walk through your story. It's your story. Nobody can debate your story. You can debate the theoretical probabilities of the baby steps, but you can't really debate your story.
And you especially can't, I think we talk a lot about the trees, Dave. You can't debate the fruit. And
right.
If people see you always picking up the tab at dinner and you drive in a car that you don't owe any money on and you just bought a nice house that you put 50% down on, like, they begin to ask that question, what are you doing differently? Mm-hmm. It's the same in our church circles. We always tell people no one's ever started following Jesus because they lost an argument. They just see that, man, that guy's got more light and joy in his life. I want to learn about that.
So you mean hateful Christian posts on YouTube don't lead people to Jesus?
I haven't seen it yet.
No,
who knew? Seen it yet.
Who knew? So you guys in the comments section, it's not working for you. Who knew? Now, there you go. This is the Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, it's Rachel Cruz here to tell you about a faith-based alternative to health insurance that can make healthcare more affordable. Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM allows members to share each other's healthcare costs, and it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1, choose the healthcare provider you want. Step 2, submit your eligible bills. And Step 3, get reimbursed. CHM members take care of your eligible medical bills. With no networks and the freedom to choose your healthcare provider, CHM is the best option for Christians who want to take care of their families and help other believers. Find out more at chministries.org/budget.
Happy birthday, America, you big, beautiful beast, you. Absolutely incredible. Best country in the world. You don't believe me? Try visiting some of the other places. You'll come back here going, oh, wow. We got warts, but we're gorgeous. Unbelievable. Wow. Very cool. Hey, 4th of July flash sale right here at Ramsey from today through Sunday, July the 7th. We're going to have the lowest prices we have had in over 12, 14 months. $10 for the Baby Steps Millionaires book. $10 for Own Your Past, Change Your Future. #1 bestseller from the guy to my right, Dr. John Deloney. Paycheck to Purpose by Ken Coleman. $10. Know Yourself, Know Your Money by that Rachel Cruz woman. $10. Get it all for $10. Not bad at all. Ramsey personality stuff and more, by the way. Flash sale. 4th of July flash sale, just through Sunday. So don't miss this. Check it out, RamseySolutions.com/sale. Jump in the store. You'll see all the goodies going on. It's a deal. There's some deals. Tyler's in Houston, Texas. Hey, Tyler, what's up?
Hey, Dave. Thanks for taking my call. My wife and I watch your show all the time, and we love what you're doing and what you stand for.
Thank you, sir.
And yes, sir. Yeah. So I had a question for you. I'm dealing with, some fear and anxiety, I guess, which with potentially buying a new house. So my wife and I, we purchased a home in 2020 in a lower income, lower tier schools. And we have 2 little girls, 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, looking to get them in some better schools and getting them in a different area. So we currently right now owe $199,000 on the current home. We could probably sell this one for around $300 to $320. We currently have a 2.9% interest rate, so we're paying about $1,500 a month. The new house is about $390. We could probably bring that down to $370 with the 6.75% interest rate. So that's putting us around $2,500 to $2,800 in payments, which puts us within that 25 to 30% wheelhouse that you're looking at. I'm getting about $10,000 a month, so $160,000 to $170,000 a year. We have no debt, $35,000 6-month rainy day fund. So I'm trying to decide if this is a right move or not. So,
it is. It is. You need to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Because there's 2 things that are going to happen in the future. 3 things that are going to happen in the future, maybe. 2 of them for sure. #1, your income's going to go up long term. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
#2, the house value is going to go up long term. And in a better neighborhood, it's going to go up more than in a not so good neighborhood. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So both of those things are going to make this a smarter investment every day after you buy it. So your point of greatest strain is the first day. And every day after that, the strain diminishes. Follow me? The third thing that could happen is rates could go down and you could refinance.
Right.
So we marry the house, we date the rate. The mortgage is not permanent.
Okay.
You're not stuck with the mortgage.
Makes me feel better hearing that from you, because I just been beating myself up over it.
Yeah, I think you're being wise beyond belief compared to your neighbors, compared to the average American walking around right now, who would have just went, yeah, give me that. I want that. I'll take one of those. And yeah, an adjustable rate mortgage while rates are going up, and stupid butt statements like that. And so that's, because I want one and I deserve it. And I have a smartphone that gives me everything I want. So no one can tell me no about anything. And they go buy crap they can't afford. You're not even close. You're not on that spectrum, dude. You're being very wise. So your anxiety is, just due to you being reasonably conservative and you're thinking about this, but and if your anxiety makes sure that you do a budget, and it makes sure that you don't overspend on a bunch of new furniture or something when you move into the house, or go into debt to buy a new car after you move into the house, or something silly like that. If your anxiety tempers your stuff, then the anxiety is doing its job, right, John?
That's exactly right. Does that sound good, Tyler?
Yes, sir. Yeah, before I met my wife, I was, as Dave says, spending like I was in Congress and and making some poor decisions. And then, now that I have a family, 2 little girls, I think, that weight of that,
good husband, good
changes
dad.
things.
Yeah, good dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're showing up for your family, man.
And know that your anxiety's right here.
Yeah.
Like it's throwing up the caution flags. Are you thinking this through? Are you doing this right? So it's doing its job, and we're going to do the next right move.
I'm getting awfully close to the edge here. I'd kind of want anxiety to tell me that, right?
Yeah.
Because your numbers are on the bubble. You're right. You go much further up than this, you're going to have a problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you were right. You walked right up to the edge of the guidelines and maxed them out. But I think you're going to be okay. I really do. As far as would the Ramsey show folk, me included, tell you to do this deal? Yeah, we just did. So that's simple. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Jesse's in Los Angeles. Hi, Jesse. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I actually have a question about my current 401k.
Okay.
And it's a traditional 401k.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if I'm able to take my traditional into a Roth 401k.
Yes, but you'll have to pay taxes on it.
Oh, okay.
There's no penalty, but there's taxes. So what's the balance?
The balance is $226K currently.
So you're going to need $50,000. You got extra $50,000 laying around?
Not currently.
Okay, no, then I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Today. Now, what you can do is change your contributions from this day forward into Roth.
Oh, okay. And will the same?
It doesn't. It doesn't change anything. Then you just say, okay, the money I was putting into the 401k traditional, now I want to put it into 401k Roth, and that's fine. That doesn't cost you anything. You may have a little bit of a tax bill, but it's tiny, tiny, tiny. Then later on, when you get your house paid off and you got some extra money, if you want to flip the rest of this over, and you got some extra money and you want to get it growing tax free, then yeah, it's a good move to do it. But it's not a good move. Like while you're trying to get out of debt or while you're trying to do other stuff.
Yes. And on a side note of that, I have to thank Dr. Deloney. I called not too long ago, sold my truck. He said to sell it on the weekend, sold it, and I'm just went from a $50,000 debt to a $22,000.
Whoa, so nice move.
Way to go, man.
Jesse in Los Angeles selling a truck.
My baby. It was, but I need to.
Did you cry just a little?
Not a little.
I did. I saw that Jaguar all those years ago. I cried just a little. I was that little too attached to a dadgum car.
Are you married, Jesse?
I'm not. I'm single.
Wow, man, you really stepped up. I'm proud of you. Good for you.
Yeah, not a lot of single guys selling their trucks, man. You just moved up even more cool points, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're like a grown-up and stuff. Way to go, man. I'm proud of you. Good work. Very good work. Open phones at 888-825-5225. So the Roth, when we're talking about putting your money in your retirement in baby step 4, 15% going into retirement in good growth stock mutual funds. I spread mine, and I suggest you do too, across 4 types: growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. Pick good long track records, preferably 10 years or longer, so you've got predictable environment for these mutual funds then, and you can project what you're going to get out of that. The best place you can put money is where you get a match. The second best place to put money is Roth, 401k, Roth IRA, because it grows tax-free. The third best place is traditional. So it's almost rock, paper, scissors, but it goes only one direction. Match beats Roth, beats traditional. So you max your match out, you max your Roth out until you get to 15%. If you're still not there and one of your spouses only has a traditional available, then you do the traditional as your last step to get to the 15% in baby step 4. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. You know, it doesn't take a degree in statistics to realize that this one stinks. 93% of undergraduate private student loans are co-signed. So when you're delinquent and drowning in private student loan debt, mom or dad or Uncle Joe is stuck in that financial stress along with you. But there is a way out. Why Refi? Why Refi offers a custom refinancing option with a fixed rate loan based on your ability to pay. And the average interest rate Why Refi offers is 3.9%, which can significantly reduce your monthly payment and decrease your total cost. Why Refi refinances your defaulted private student loans that other places won't touch. And I trust them to help you get out of debt. So don't be another statistic in the student loan swamp. Contact Why Refi at 844-2-RAMSEY or go to whyrefi.com/Ramsey. That's 844-2-RAMSEY or the letter Y, then REFY.com/Ramsey. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, we do the show every Monday through Friday from 1 to 4 Central Time. You're welcome to come hang out, watch, have a free homemade chocolate chip cookie, some free coffee, and watch the show. And it's free to watch, and some say it's worth what you pay for it. So there you go. On the debt-free stage in the lobby, though, is Joseph and Candace. Hey, guys, how are you?
Doing great,
we're
Dave.
Great.
Excellent, excellent. Welcome. Where do y'all live?
So we're just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, in Stone Mountain.
Oh, yeah, I know it well. Well, cool. How much debt did y'all pay off?
Oh, we paid off $47,500.
Cool. How long did that take?
About 16 months.
Good for you. And your range of income during that time?
We started at $107,000 and got it up to about $120,000 with some side hustles and pay raises.
Cool. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm an IT specialist at a Christian school.
And I'm an elementary school librarian. I'm at a public school.
Awesome. Very cool. And what was the most lucrative side hustle, the one you made the most money at?
We actually did a cleaning side hustle where we went to a small business and did cleaning for them. So that was for...
That's really... You can make good money doing that. Yeah. And it's hard work, but it's man, it's amazing. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Good for you. What kind of debt was the $48,000?
We had student loans. I had about $3,500, and then she had some from undergrad. And then I also had a personal loan that I'd used to start a small business, but since have closed that.
Ouch.
Yeah. It was a life lesson.
Close the dream, and then you get to pay payments on the dream. Yeah, that's called a nightmare. Yeah. Ouch. No fun at all. Wow. How long you guys been married?
About 3 years. Just celebrated our 3-year anniversary in June.
Okay. So after you're married about a year, you look up and go, debt is everywhere. I've had it. Tell me about your I've had it moment. What was it brought you to the where you go, okay, we're doing this?
Well, I had heard of you since, I was in college. FPU was actually taught at the church I was going to, so I was familiar with Ramsey, but we didn't really actually get into it until we got married. I had picked up the book, The Total Money Makeover. I read it, and we had talked about it. She listened to the audiobook, and from then on, I took out that personal loan for the business. That was really the I've had it moment. It's like I felt like we went back $20,000 from where we were already at, and you see the payments just kind of increase and stuff like that. So it's like something's got to give here, right? So we went through Financial Peace University a second time. Yep, had to do it twice to kind of get it through and really get us on the plan.
Well, there's before marriage, after marriage, right?
So went through it a second time together, kind of like New Year's resolutions, and we just went gazelle intense. We got the Every Dollar app, started budgeting. Had been budgeting on paper before that, but Every Dollar is way better than paper. So really from that point on, we were gazelle intense and took everything we had, basically learned to live on one income and throw the rest of it at debt.
So Candace, when Joseph goes after something, he kind of goes all in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So at what point in this process did you decide he wasn't crazy? Instead, you wanted to go all in?
Pretty much the same. After the personal loan, I think it both hit us at the same time, and we looked at each other and said, okay, we got to do something about this.
Yeah, this ain't cool. It's not cool. Something's got to give.
What was your biggest fight as y'all worked through this?
I don't think we really had a huge fight. I think really it was the personal loan. It was a little bit of a debate as to whether to take it out, because I was trying to kind of keep the business alive and stuff like that, to kind of pay for employees and stuff like that. So it was really like, do we take it out? Don't we take it out? Oh, it's only a $375 a month payment, and so we ended up doing it, and but when we kind of got on the same page and everything, like it's like, okay, let's just get rid of all of this and let's just do it as fast as we can.
So, okay. Joseph, that was the most husband answer. We didn't really have a fight.
Let's be clear. Candace told him not to do it.
Candace.
Okay? Let's be clear. And he didn't listen.
And he had a spreadsheet, and he was like, no, you don't understand. Here's what's going to happen. And she was like, I don't feel good about it. And he's like, no, you don't get it.
Right.
And
this is a classic. It's classic.
Then he was like, do you want to take FPU again?
If you talk to Candace, if you talk to Sharon Ramsey, she'll tell you I did the exact same thing.
Okay.
It's okay. It's all right. Way to go,
Okay, so when
guys.
you're sitting at the kitchen table, who wins the great debate in your home, private school versus public school?
I feel like we're both on the same page in that, I mean...
You don't have to answer that. I was just messing with you. You're good. One of y'all will get fired if you answer that honestly, so we can just let it ride.
Thanks, John.
Never do. No, that's not good. Yeah, way to go, guys. I'm so proud of you. Who was cheering you on as you were doing this?
Definitely. We had a great church family. I had some coworkers that have been through FPU and are actually Baby Steps millionaires. So once I kind of told them that I was going through this process, they were, checking in on me weekly, like, how's it going?
That's cool.
Her parents, my brother. It was just we had a great support group.
Very good. Very cool. All right. When people say, how'd you pay off $48,000 in 16 months, what do you tell them the key to getting out of debt is?
I would definitely say if you're married, working together, being on the same page. We had budget meetings every month and sat down and talked about it to be sure we're on the same page. Mm-hmm. We both had every dollar to keep each other accountable.
Yep.
So definitely good teamwork and communication.
And I would just add to that, just having perseverance, because life is still going to hit you even when you're going through this debt payoff journey. Like, for example, I actually got in a car accident last August and my car was totaled. And you're so tempted to take that insurance money and just be like, oh, let's just do the easy thing. Let's go down to the dealership, put a down payment on a car, call it all good, wipe our hands, but I didn't do that because we were in this, and it's like, I can't do debt anymore. I'm done with debt. So I just took the money I could and bought, a beater car, and still driving it today. But it gets me from point A to point B. So,
what are you driving?
I'm driving a 2007 Honda CR-V with about 200,000 miles on it right now.
Okay, cool. What'd you pay for it?
About $5,000.
Okay, and how much insurance proceeds did you get from the total?
$4,700.
Oh, wow. So that was it. So
yeah.
you were already driving a beater.
Yeah. I was driving a 2000. I was driving a 2008. It's amazing how God works. I was driving a 2008 Honda CR-V with about 275,000. Crash that, get a 2007 with 200,000. So I rolled back the miles, and it's a year difference, but it's the LX brand, so it's got the heated seats and the sunroof. So I mean,
dude, that car is halfway home. You're gonna have that car for a long time.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, heated seats, sunroof, and a beater.
I know. Yeah,
they didn't make beaters like that back in the day. All right, way to go, man.
Thanks.
You guys, that's good stories. Good stories. Well done. So proud of y'all. How's it feel to be free?
Feels amazing. We feel like we can do anything now.
Yeah, it definitely brought us closer together. Like, once we've done this, like, whatever we put our minds to, it only goes up from here. It's really exciting. We're working on the baby step 3 right now, doing the fully funded emergency fund. Should be done with that in a couple months. But just, continuing to have those dream meetings and realizing this is actually doable. This is possible. And to, folks watching and listening, like, just get started. Don't wait another day. Just do it.
Amen.
And Joseph, what's the biggest lesson you learned? I know what it is. I can answer it for you. She's probably right.
Yeah. Listen to the wife for sure.
There you go. You'll have another scheme one day, and she'll just look at you, and then you'll go, "Oh yeah, all right, you're right."
Right.
Oh, yeah.
We'll remember. Look back and be like, let's not do that again.
I remember that.
Congrats, guys.
You're
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to say a thing. She gives him the FPU look. I like it. Yeah. Way to go, you guys. Way to go. So proud of you. Very, very cool stuff. Joseph and Candace, Stone Mountain, Georgia. $48,000 paid off, 16 months. 107 to 120, including side hustles, cleaning the local small business. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt free!
This is how it's done. Wow. Life is good. Pretty cool, John.
Dude, that's so cool. 3 years into their marriage, it's fun being almost 20 years past that, and they don't even realize how they've just set themselves up.
I think he kind of has a glimpse of it.
I think he thinks he does.
I can see it forward, yeah.
But man, when they're multimillionaires 20 years from now, and
encouraging some young couple just got married to pay off their student loan debt.
Yeah.
Or their leftover loan from a failed business, whatever, yeah.
And he'd still be driving that Honda CR-V because it'll still be going.
It probably will.
It'll still be going.
I hope he's not driving it. This is The Ramsey Show. Statistics show that half of Americans don't have enough life insurance, or they don't have any at all. I don't understand this, John. Why don't people want to take care of their family? They think they're going to die or something?
Well, I used to be one of those guys, I didn't even think about it. And one of my buddies said, hey, the only reason to not have life insurance is if you hate your wife and kids. And I immediately went and got term life insurance.
That's a gut punch.
And, you're telling me, and for decades, Dave, I've sat across people who've lost a spouse. They've lost somebody important to them.
Me too.
And they don't know what to do next.
Me too. I mean, you're going to have a crisis here. And, you got two options while you're sitting and talking to a young widow. She's concerned about how she's going to invest all this money properly and not mess this up, or she's concerned how she's going to eat tomorrow.
That's exactly
These are the
right.
two options.
And
take care of your dadgum family, man.
Term life insurance can replace income, pay off debts, cover funeral expenses, so your family can actually have the opportunity to just be sad.
Yeah.
To just miss you.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's saying I love you to your family. Term life insurance. Jeff Zander and the team at Zander Insurance makes it easy and affordable. I've used them personally for 25 years. They're the only people I trust. Go to Zander.com or call 800-356-4282. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Joe's with us in St. Louis. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Hi. I'm sorry. I'm really nervous.
It's okay. We've never lost a patient. You'll be okay.
So, I'm 19, and for my 2 years of college that I've gone to so far, my dad has controlled all of my savings money, and he invests the big chunks of it and tries to make more money. He's been emotionally abusive in the past, and he's decided in the last year that he does not want a relationship with me whatsoever. He wants to cut me out, but he doesn't want to give me access to my own savings. And so I'm wondering, as an adult, if that just doesn't feel right. If he chooses not to have a relationship with me, should he have control of my money? And also, he's legally obligated from the divorce to provide me with a car for work, and he won't give me a straight answer if he's going to give me a car to take to school. And then I can't get a job, and I'm in baby step 2, so.
Okay. Your money in your savings, I assume he and your mom saved this money, or did you put the money into the account?
No. Actually, it's my money. Growing up, the rule in my house was you have to put half of whatever you make into savings. He's like a big fan of yours. So I've been putting half of my money into savings, and I've worked really, really hard.
Is your name on the account?
I don't know. He says that it's my money, but I've never actually seen the account.
You just gave the money to him when you were a kid?
It was in when I was a kid, and then when I got a bank account, I'd put it in my savings, and then he would take out money whenever it got over a certain amount, and he'd put it in the investments.
Do you know what bank it's in?
Well, the bank that I would put it in was the local credit union.
Yeah.
But I don't know where he's got it.
You think he's moved it out of there?
I know I can see the bank. I know that he's moved. Like, he's told me he has like 13 grand in the investments, and I've asked him for access to it, but he just sends me pictures of statements, and then he got mad at me for not thanking him for making money on my money.
So if he took money out of an account with your name on it, I'm assuming his name was also on the account if you were a minor, and he took money out.
Yes.
Well, I guess it's going to be a joint account.
It could be he's the custodian of an account that's in your name. If you can find figure out. Wait a minute, he sent you a statement.
Yeah.
So you know where the money is.
Well, I haven't looked at it yet.
Okay. Well, you know where the money is. Contact that financial institution if your name is on the statement and take the money out.
Okay.
That's easy.
And if you open up an account...
I assume it's got your name on it.
No, I bet not. I bet he opened an account of his own and moved it over there. Pulled it out of that credit union and stuck it over in his account because he's going to, quote-unquote, make a bunch of money on it.
I don't know. Not sure this guy's that smart. The first thing you need to do is figure out if you can figure out where the money is, and if it is your name on the account. It's a simple thing. Just walk up to the teller window and go, my name is Joe, and here's my Social Security number. I want to close this account out and take the money out.
And just take my money back in, even though
it's your money. Take it.
Supposedly helping me.
He's not helping you.
He just said he's cutting you out.
You just told me he wasn't helping you. I don't care what he supposedly is doing. I mean, the reality is you're telling me he's taking your money. That's what you're telling me. So all you're going to do is just not allow that to happen by moving it.
And you need to pull all the money out of this joint account y'all have and open your own account.
Yeah, anything you can find that has your name on it, you're one of the owners, you have access to the money. You're 19 legally, you can walk up and just cash out the account. Just cash it out.
Okay.
And take the cash to somewhere else and open it exclusively in your name.
And Joe, you want me to tell you something else kind of cool?
Yeah.
What college do you go to?
I go to St. Louis University.
Okay. I would be willing to bet almost every college these days has an office called Student Legal Services that helps students with things like traffic tickets and roommate disputes, but they're attorneys that serve students. I want you to go sit down with them and ask them about the divorce decree. Ask your mom to send you that and tell them, I need this. And hopefully, here's what we're looking for. We're looking for one of those attorneys to write you a letter.
Or write your dad a letter.
Write your dad a letter on your behalf. That I need my money back per this statement, and I need access to the car per the divorce decree. And he's going to receive a letter from an attorney, and you've already paid for this attorney with your student fees.
Okay.
And if you can't find the SLS office, the Student Legal Services office, go ask your Dean of Students office, and they'll be able to direct you.
Yeah. So you have lawyers on staff to help you for free is what he's saying.
Well, it's not for free, but you've already paid for them.
It's not going to cost you any cash.
That's right.
Yeah. But first and foremost, open those statements and figure out where the money is. Go to that credit union and cash out anything that's in your name there and open that statement and see where he, quote, unquote, invested this money. Get in touch with that investment outfit. If it's got your name on the account, your Social Security number on the account, you're one of the owners, simply cash it out. And then that puts you in where if you get all of that done, then you're just in the heartbreaking deal of dealing with an emotionally abusive dad who doesn't want a relationship with you. That's the horrible thing.
And I'd like to just put this out into the world to clarify something. That man is not a big fan of quote-unquote Dave Ramsey. Because Dave...
He wouldn't be if he called here.
Well, there's a financial
go
principle,
well for him.
But you also honor your children, and you also honor your spouse, and you honor your word. And that man doesn't do any of those things.
Yeah. So... I mean, it wouldn't, if he's a fan, it's at a distance, because if he got up close, it wouldn't be pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just wrong. I mean, but, you know, what we've got is a divorce and everybody's mad, and everybody's hurt, and everybody's throwing stones, and kids hurt, mom's hurt, dad's hurt, everybody's hurting, and hurting people hurt other people, and that's what's going on. So who knows exactly, but yeah, either way, you've got to play through on these things, and it's not. You need to make decisions, folks, in these situations that play well over a 10-year period of time, not a 10-minute period of time. Because these are bad. They feel good in 10 minutes. I don't want a relationship with you. I'm a toxic jerk. Those are all short-term thinking. I mean, no one on their deathbed is glad that they lost their relationship with their kid.
Not over $13,000. Good gosh.
Yeah. Or the ego of having reinvested it for you and you're not grateful. Give me a break.
This whole call reeks of ego. And
you're ungrateful. I was trying to help you. I could do without your help.
Instead of sitting by his daughter and saying, hey, I know you're in college, but your mom and I just got divorced and we just blew up your entire world. And it's going to be hard for everybody and I'm hurting. Instead of that, which is an emotionally mature response, it is, oh, you didn't make me feel good about what I did? Then fine. Screw you. I'm literally going to steal from you and I'm going to hold it because you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Dave, I can't wrap my head around it, man.
All for your own good, though.
I can't. That's the one. My daughter Josephine will be here later on, and we're going to spend a few days together, just us two. And I can't ever wrap my head around making a choice that I'm gonna break up this relationship.
Mm. She's not a teenager yet.
That's probably true. That is probably true.
The thought will occur to you.
No, trust me, the thought has occurred. But man, I just can't wrap my head around it.
I told one of mine, you might talk to your mother that way, but no one talks to my wife that way and lives.
Oh yeah. But man,
that was the teenage years. Oh, can you imagine a Ramsey kid having a mouth?
Yes.
You can imagine that, can't you?
I can.
That could happen.
The fruit usually bounces up against the tree trunk on its way down.
Oh, I love it. This is the Ramsey Show. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author of the book Building a Non-Anxious Life, host of the Dr. John Deloney Show, PhD in counseling. He's my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Jennifer is with us in Tampa. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
First of all, I'm very grateful for you guys taking my call, and I have probably a lot to unpack here to fully understand the financial picture that I'm in. I've known your name for a long time, so I basically have a lot riding on this phone call where it will probably change my life and be one of the, just totally turn my life completely around. My dad is gone, and I don't have him anymore to ask financial advice about, and so I figured you would be the next best thing.
Wow. That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, you set this up big, Jennifer.
So this is a big deal.
Don't screw it up, John.
Dave is probably going to give you bad advice, Jennifer, but I'll bail him out.
The funny thing is, I'm pretty sure that I already know what you guys are going to say.
Oh, okay. That makes it easier. Woo. Okay.
It does. I'm 37. I'm a single mom, recently single mom of 4 kids. I'm a nurse. I make a decent income, a pretty decent income. When my parents, I've actually lost both of my parents now. When my mom died, I inherited money from that, split between me and my sister. My dad was very financially savvy and had things split all around with just different 401ks, Roth, life insurance, food insurance, gold. Very, very smart man. And in the loss of my mother, I made the financial decision to sell my house and move to my childhood home that my parents raised us in. And moving there meant that I sunk just about every dime of my inheritance into remodeling it and fixing the property up. Because when my dad died, my mom kind of just got swallowed up in this home. Mm-hmm. My question is, I am only, between mortgage and student loan, credit card debt, I'm only $320,000 in debt, which sounds like a lot, but the house is worth $1.1 million.
Why do you have a mortgage?
My parents had a little bit left of a mortgage on the property because.
Okay, how much is that?
At one point, it's $125,000.
Okay, and then the rest of the rehab on the house was done in cash.
Correct.
Okay. All right. What did you spend on the renovation?
I owe my sister $125,000 as well, because that was kind of like the buyout for me taking over the house. So basically, I have essentially like a $250 mortgage on the house, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Okay. And then the rest of that is student loan and credit card.
And what's your sister's expectation on when she gets her money?
It has changed. So neither one of us knew what to do really when we lost our parents with the money. And it has changed over time. Initially, it was that I would pay her $50,000 a year until what I owed her was paid off. And then we realized, well, that puts me in a certain tax bracket, and then I'm going to be taxed on this income, and it just kind of didn't really seem fair. So then the next plan that my sister and I had...
You're not going to be taxed on the income. She is. But it's not income.
Well, no, I would be taxed on it because the money I would pay my sister came from the investment accounts that my parents have.
Oh, so you would pull it out of an inherited IRA. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
All right, I got you. So how much is in the inherited IRAs and that kind of stuff today?
Today, right now, everything is essentially gone. It may as well be gone. I just have.
Oh, you've used it all. You have cashed it out and paid the taxes after all. And what do you make?
Yes, I have. I make $45 an hour. It changes by year based off of what. In Florida, we can get seasonal here with snowboards and birds and such. So my annual.
So you're making, what is that, $80,000 a year?
Yeah, it's usually that at least.
Yeah. Okay. And how old are your kiddos? 4?
20, 17, 5, and 3. I started very, very young.
Okay. All right. And okay. And so you have a $120,000 mortgage, $120,000 owed to your sister, and then you have other debt as well, right?
Correct.
And that's on what?
$58,000 in student loans and $10,000 in credit card.
Okay. All right. Well, if you were not emotionally attached to the house, you would have already sold it, right?
So that's
to be
what
free.
I figured you would say.
To be free,
because
that you would have already.
Turn around.
Yeah, if you were not emotionally attached to this house, the house is like it's out of everything else in this picture fits in the picture. Then there's this house over here that's way big, in terms of value. And if you didn't, if it was not childhood home, you'd not renovate it. You weren't emotionally attached. You would have already sold it and cleaned up the mess before you called me, right?
I thought I was doing the right thing at the time.
Yeah, no, I didn't ask that. I didn't ask that. That was not. I'm not picking on you. I'm saying again. Let's pretend this house was somebody else's house, and you didn't care about it. You're not emotionally attached. If you woke up this morning in a house you did not care about in any way, you would have already sold it today, and you wouldn't have called me to clean up all this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but the only thing that's keeping you there is all of the history, and that's valid. That's part of the story. It's valid for that to hold you. The only question is, basically then you got the scales in front of you. On one side of the scales is the history and the memories and the part of your childhood you're trying to recapture, which was apparently a good family, a good upbringing, you know, huge respect to your dad several times. Your house kind of represents all that on one side of the scale. On the other side of the scale is the stress over money, the debt owed to your sister that now you don't really have a way to pay unless you go get a mortgage, and the stress over this whole thing, and your future is on the other side of the scale. So it's almost like your past is on one side and your future is on the other.
Exactly.
That's how it feels just talking to you. So what are you going to do?
Like
So what are you going to do?
I feel like if I sell the house, then I'm 100% debt free for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And that I feel would be.
And I think that's the daughter that your dad
support.
raised.
Okay.
Didn't he?
I have a lot of guilt because I spent the money that they earned.
You didn't spend it. You invested it in renovating
me...
the house. It should have made the house more valuable.
Oh, it certainly did.
Yeah, so you're not. It wasn't consumed. You didn't take a cruise around the world.
No.
I mean, it wasn't. The money's not. You didn't burn the money. It's invested into the house. You're going to get it back out. So I don't feel guilty at all. I think you were doing a very sweet thing, an honoring thing to your wonderful childhood. And then I think the next step is to honor the legacy of your dad and mom by having an awesome future. I think the future wins on the scales, if I'm you. John, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think in one fell swoop, she could honor her dad by setting herself up for the future.
Yeah.
She could honor her mom and dad by healing up that relationship with her sister and getting that debt out from between the two of them. And be good to go.
This regret and guilt and stuff about the renovation and all, it's in the past then. And it wasn't a net zero. It came out okay.
That's right.
Yeah, I think you did pretty good. This is The Ramsey Show. Your home is probably the biggest purchase you'll ever make. And with the real estate market like it is now, you'll need a mortgage company you can trust. That's Churchill Mortgage. You guys, buying a home is not a button push. It's a process. It takes building a relationship with an expert who will dig into the details and give you peace of mind without busting your budget. Churchill is one of the highest rated lenders in the country. And they're Ramsey trusted because they do what's right for you. Go to ChurchillMortgage.com to get started. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Jerry's with us in Phoenix. Hi, Jerry. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I'm 58. My wife is 57. About 3 months ago, we started the Baby Step program. Actually, it started off pretty well. We paid off $13K in credit card debt, $9K in car debt. We're under the big one. Outside of our home, we've got $210K in Parent Plus student loans.
Ouch.
Yeah, so we make about $220 a year. So fortunately, we have an income stream. But so here's where we sit with our assets and also retirement. So we've got $45K in cash, $45K in Roth IRAs, $170 in long-term retirement accounts. Our monthly expense is about $7,500. So outside of that, we've got about $3K that we can put towards debt. So where we're kind of struggling right now is this combination of, we're older, right? We're getting closer to retirement or retirement age. Where do we, we're kind of straddling Baby Step 2 and 3. We've already obviously done Baby Step 1. We've got cash in 3. But obviously this debt we want to get out of. My question is, should we look at that cash that we have, maybe split that in half? Because right now, $45K puts us right at 6 months of safety fund.
Light dispersed simply lights a room. Focused will do surgery or cut metal. You're trying to light the whole room and wondering why you're not getting progress. You're going to have to get focused, and that's going to mean cutting your lifestyle. You're going to have to not act like you make $250,000 a year because, oh, by the way, you owe $250,000. You're broke. And if you're worried about your age and you're approaching retirement, you should act like it and how austere, scorched earth your new lifestyle looks with your budget. And it's not $3,000 a month, then it's more going towards this. And we're going to pull out all the stops and clean up this mess while we can, because if we don't get this mess cleaned up, we're not going to have a good retirement. So the faster and the more on fire that your hair is, the deeper you sacrifice, the faster you'll get out. And that requires complete focus, not trying to rework the baby steps.
Yeah, so, one of the things I'm juggling with, my wife and I are actually on the same page. However, she's a little more risk averse than I am. And so, taking that cash that we have and really paying down the debt to her, she's really uneasy about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty uneasy about you being broke people at retirement after you made $250,000 a year. That's the risk I'm trying to avoid.
Okay.
Not your tiny little emergency world that the $45,000 won't even pee on.
What about the Roth IRAs? You think we should?
No, you should leave your retirement alone, but you should stop adding to it. Are you still adding to retirement?
Yeah, doing it. We're a small percent through work.
Yeah. See, again, you're trying to light the whole room. You're trying to do everything for everybody on this page, and nobody's getting served. Dude, that's the differentiation between what we've been teaching and how we've been able to move people along all these years. You have to quit trying. The best way to get your retirement funded is to get your butt out of debt. The best way to get your emergency fund in place is to get your butt out of debt. And quit screwing around with trying to do 7 things at once. You're not doing it. You suck at it. And it's what got you here. And so you've got to, you guys have really got to stop and look at this. Now, you can do your plan if you want to do it, but you called me. And so that means I'm going to love you well and tell you the truth. This is what you're doing has a low probability of getting you to $1 million net worth by the time you're 70. What I'm telling you to do has a high probability of getting you there, because I want all of this debt gone in the next 24 months. I want you to act like your child's life depends on it for you to clean up this freaking mess. Then when you don't have anything hanging over your head, you got $250,000 to go build wealth with. And you can turn all kinds of stuff into it at that point and make things happen. But the power of focus is tantamount to the probability of success here, John.
Yeah, I won't add to that. You're right. It's just tough when you see somebody who's clearly successful and smart in one area and unable to see it or hear it in another area. It's just tough.
Yeah. Well, what you are seeing correctly, Jerry, is all of these things are important. What you're seeing incorrectly is the fastest way to get them all addressed is not simultaneously. It's completely stop your retirement. Don't take anything out, but stop adding to it. Clean out your emergency fund and step on your lifestyle with a muddy boot. Live like no one else so that later you can live like no one else. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but it yields a harvest of righteousness. In 2 years, you could have your life back.
Right. Think of it. Take money aside because it tends to light a fire. Think of getting your kid out the door. You have 15 minutes to get them out into the car so you don't get to church on time. If you try to put them in the shower and put clothes on them and brush their teeth and feed them breakfast at the same time, you're never going to go anywhere. Get them in the shower, get them out, dry them off, put clothes on them, then get them some food, and you'll get out the door much quicker, and you'll get out the door in the right steps, and you're not going to just have soggy cereal.
Wyatt is in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Hi, Wyatt. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
So I have a question. I had recently bought a car off Facebook Marketplace about 2 months ago because the car I had before that died on me, and I just got word I'd had it in and out of the shop the past couple weeks. I just got word yesterday that it is going to need either like a full engine swap, or they're going to have to pull the whole engine in general.
Yeah,
and do a lot
so
of work
you're going to sell it. You're going to sell it for salvage. What'd you pay for it?
$2,800.
All right, and so you'll sell it for $1,000 or $1,200 like it sits. And you got any money to add with it?
Well, I just recently started the baby steps, so I have $1,000 saved up.
All right.
And I have.
So you're going to go buy another $2,000 car then, huh?
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's
nothing wrong with that.
That's where my question is do you recommend me to do that? Like,
yes.
Go on Facebook or try to risk it again?
Yeah. You're buying a throwaway car. I don't want you to drive this car the rest of your life. They generally do fall apart. That's why they're cheap. Now, I will help you for this. Are you at home? Are you living at home?
I live about 30 minutes away from home in town. I just graduated college.
Okay, good for you. Is your dad around?
Yeah.
Okay. Start talking to him and ask him to help you with this car search. Here's what you're looking for. You're looking for an ugly automobile that you can't get a date because of the car. You better be good looking because you ain't getting a date because of this car. It's ugly, okay? But it's very reliable, low miles. And it's like a 2000 model, 1999, 25-year-old Honda Accord. Jesus said to get that. He said they're all in one Accord. So it's a Jesus car, okay? We're going to get a Camry. We're going to get something with some age on it, but not 200,000 miles. And it does not look good. It may have hail damage. Like we had two people in our parking lot right now that drive hail damaged cars. That they're like $6,000-$7,000 cars, but they paid like $2,000 for them because they looked like they were shot in Iran. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's what you're looking for. All right, you're looking for something that people make fun of, and you have to give it a name. Old Bessie, Old Blue, Henrietta,
Old Dave.
Oh, what? Old John the Mule. Old John the Mule. This is the Ramsey Show. Hey guys, here's a quick math refresher. There are only 24 hours in a day. So you and your team need to streamline time-consuming tasks to focus on the activities that actually make money. Smart businesses are realizing that to reduce headaches as they scale, they need NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one platform. With NetSuite, you reduce IT costs because NetSuite is cloud-based. You cut the cost of maintaining multiple systems because you've got one source of truth. And you improve efficiency by bringing all your major business processes into one platform, slashing manual tasks and errors. So join the 37,000 plus companies, including Ramsey Solutions, that have done the math and are boosting their efficiency with NetSuite. And right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist designed to drive the right behaviors for your business absolutely free at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey to get your free KPI checklist. best way to make the most of your money is by creating and sticking to a plan. In the money world, we call that a budget. Every Dollar, the world's best budgeting app with tens of millions of users, makes it simple to plan your spending, track your expenses, save what matters most, work the baby steps, get guidance from us as you go along. Oh, wow. Keep a pulse on your spending, make the progress with your money goals. Be in agreement with your spouse. Both of you have the app on your phone. Ding, ding, ding. Download Every Dollar for free in the App Store or Google Play. Check it out at DaveRamsey.com or check it out at RamseySolutions.com or EveryDollar.com. And, yeah, that's what you ought to do. Jackson's with us. Jackson's in Montgomery, Alabama. Hey, Jackson, what's going on?
Hi, Dave. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. Super excited. So I am 21 years old, married with a 3-month-old kid, or not 3 months anymore, 5 months old, and recently separated from the military. And my wife and I are roughly $17,000 in debt, and we have no idea which way's up. We're just kind of stuck. We don't really know how to get out of all this debt. Is our big issue.
How old are you?
21.
Thanks for your service. Why were you separated from the military?
Yeah, I was 10 days away from graduation of basic, and we found out that I had a medical condition that I'm not allowed to serve with, unfortunately, which really sucks because we kind of put all of our eggs in that basket because we were in debt before I went, and we knew that we weren't going to make a lot of money, but hopefully enough to kind of get us, in the right direction. So now, I just got home probably roughly a month ago. I don't have a job, working on getting one. My wife started a job last week making $10 an hour, and we live with my parents. So. Okay.
So what you have, I'm sorry you've gone through this. It's hurtful. It's scary.
Yeah.
What you've got is a career crisis.
Yes.
Okay. All of your questions are answered when you have a steady, big income. If you got a job tomorrow making $60,000 a year, you wouldn't have called me.
Yeah.
So what you have is an income problem. Agreed?
Yes, absolutely.
And there's two parts to the equation to land that. One is you've been home a month. Are you ill physically where you can't work?
No, not at all.
Okay, it was just a thing. They were just scared to put you under stress at basic. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I want you to get 3 jobs delivering stuff by nightfall today.
All right.
It's called DoorDash, Uber, and Pizzas. And you can just go sign up and start doing that right now. There's no excuse for you not to be engaged in doing something for a whole month in your mother's basement. Go get something going.
So I currently, when I left for basic, we left our only vehicle with my best friend in Texas, and because that's where we were living when I went. And he's been working overtime, a bunch of stuff. He's been unable to get it to me. So it's kind of the big hindrance of why I don't.
Wait a minute. Okay. You've been in Alabama a month.
Mm-hmm.
Get your butt to Texas and get your car.
He's driving it out tonight, actually.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay, so that's soft. All right, so go ahead and get the 3 jobs in. I want you doing something immediately. So the immediate need, this does a couple of things for you. One is it starts throwing some cash on this mess. 2 is the activity is good for your spirit and your soul. Hard work is good for you. It brings dignity. And 3 is you walk different when you go into the interview for a real job when you're not broke and scared. Yeah. Your voice tone is different. You have a little bit of swagger. You're not desperate. You don't have the stink of loser on you.
All right.
But when you're broke, scared, all of us walk different, talk different, and don't interview well.
Right.
So it helps your confidence level when you walk in there. So I'm going to send you a copy of Ken Coleman's book, What You're Wired to Do, which includes their long-term plan, okay? It's got the Get Clear Career Assessment. I'm going to give it to you as my gift. And I want you to take that assessment, and it's going to give you some guidelines on the types of long-term careers you should be plugging into. And then I'm also going to send you his second bestseller, or his first bestseller, which is called The Proximity Principle, which is how to land a job in the career field that this Get Clear Career Assessment lays out. But between now and the time you land that job, I want you working on something, making some kind of money, swinging a hammer on a deck, pushing a lawnmower, delivering something to somebody that needs it being delivered. I want your butt in gear every day.
Understood.
That'll stack cash for you, and that will give you dignity, and you will walk different into the other interviews.
So I do have a job interview coming up this Monday at like a local place installing emergency lights on vehicles. But
what's that going to pay? What's that going to pay?
That's the problem. I don't know yet. It wasn't online, and when I went in and talked to the guy, he didn't tell me, and that is a worry of both.
It's not a worry. It's just one thing you're looking at. You're going to look at 63 things before you land the big thing. And by the way, when you're done with this, I want you to decide what it is you want to do, not just something that drops in your lap. What do you want to be? What do you want to be doing when you're 31? Let's get about the business of becoming that.
My goal currently is federal law enforcement, just because I like the benefits. And
okay, then let's start working towards that.
Okay. Currently,
I'm not sure that's a good reason to go into federal law enforcement.
That's a terrible reason to go into federal. That means to go into federal law enforcement.
Benefits.
Yeah.
Benefits are you get shot at, but the no,
go to be a federal police officer if you are just have a burning desire in your soul to go serve your community. Don't do it for the benefits. Yeah. That's the worst kind of police officer.
A lot of other places you can get benefits.
It's collecting a check. The police officers that are there to serve and protect their communities, that's what we need more of. But you need to do some soul searching, man.
Yeah, you need to think about what it is you want to be from your heart and how you're going to do that in a way that provides for your family a level of prosperity in the next decade. And then what are the steps to get there? And in the meantime, go make some dadgum money because you'll feel different. Your confidence will change. I promise you. It's a big deal. And John, there's actual data. He's not depressed, but he's in a downtime of his life. I mean, his dream just got taken away by the military. He was going to do that, and that rug got. So he's trying to emotionally recover from that. So it's not like I suspect it's not full-on depression, but the data on depression is physical exercise, sunlight, and activity.
You got to do some stuff. So if this sounds harsh. But in his situation, because of the totality of it, he's got a 5-month-old. Mm-hmm. I got to put food in that baby's mouth. Mm-hmm. I have a brand new wife, and she just got a job, but she only found a job making $10 an hour.
I'm in my mama's basement again.
In their mama's basement. If he was my friend, if he was somebody that came and sat with me, I would say, do you get 48 hours to have your heart broken and be sad and walk around your neighborhood, and then you are throwing boxes at the night shift at Walmart for $27 an hour, whatever they're paying, $20 an hour. You have to get out there and start doing it. And we're going to figure it out. Go on your lunch break and go to this other job interview. By the way, this job interview is going to be about ego. It's going to be inside, it's going to be cool, and it's not going to pay what throwing boxes is. It's not going to pay what being an assistant manager at a local McDonald's is. And he's not in a place where ego can drive right now. He's got to make some money to feed a baby. And in the evenings, he can begin planning, applying, sitting at the computer, trying to research some of these jobs.
That are the long-term plans.
Long-term plans. Right now, he's got to put food in that baby's mouth, and yes, he'll start walking taller. He'll start acting. His life will clarify for him what he does and doesn't want to be doing.
Yeah, you get knocked out of the saddle. You can sit and study horses, or you can get back on the saddle.
Get in the saddle. Study horses while you're riding, but you got to start riding.
You'll learn more about them. This is The Ramsey Show. You've been gazelle intense, you've eaten more beans and rice than you knew existed, and now you're ready to make your biggest investment better. Blinds.com is a great way to dress up a room or your entire home. Whether you're comfortable with do-it-yourself projects or you don't even know what a Phillips head screwdriver is, well, trust Blinds.com to take care of you like Ramsey would. You can do the measuring and installation yourself, or you can let Blinds.com's professionals handle everything for you. Blinds.com offers a completely hassle-free experience. Count on them to deliver stylish window treatments from premium brands without the premium markup. You'll never have to deal with pushy salespeople in your home just to get a quote. But you can count on free shipping, free samples, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee so that you can rest easy. That's why we've recommended Blinds.com for over 10 years. Get 50% off site-wide for a limited time at Blinds.com. That's Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Today's question comes from James in Montana.
James writes, "You've done a wonderful job teaching about how to build wealth and what buckets to use in order to invest. I know Match beats Roth and Roth beats traditional and traditional beats brokers' accounts. My question is, what is the best way to do the reverse? Where do you pull from first for spending when you retire?"
In the reverse, traditional is taxable and has RMD, required minimum distributions at 72.5. They require you to start pulling some of it at 72.5 if you haven't pulled it. And so I'm going to begin to pull off and pay the taxes on that money as I use it. And that's basically for two reasons. One is that account is continuing to grow, and every bit of growth is taxable. The Roth account continues to grow, and none of it is taxable. Reason number two, the traditional account grows and is taxable to your heirs. If you get an inherited IRA that is traditional or an inherited 401k that is traditional, you have to pay taxes on it that your dad or mom left you and didn't pay. If you get an inherited Roth, there's no taxes on it. And so I'm going to clean out that traditional and get that tax mess cleaned up before I start messing with stuff that not only grows tax-free but passes to the next generation tax-free.
Can you pull that money and immediately open another brokerage account and start the growth over again?
Yeah.
I guess after you pay the taxes, you could never catch back up to your original number, though.
No, because you're down 30% or whatever. Yeah, I mean, you pull $100,000 out, you lose $30K. So, you know, welcome to America. But there you go. I mean, that's just how it works. All right, Amy's with us. Amy is in Huntsville. Hi, Amy. How are you?
Hello.
Hey.
I'm great. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Me too. Okay. Hey, I've been following you for over 20 years. Okay. I have met my husband since then, had 3 beautiful children. I have the best blessed life in the world. Okay.
Cool.
We have $1.5 million in retirement accounts.
Way to go, millionaire.
Only because of you, Dave.
I didn't put any of it in there. You did it.
No, because I got your book in 2003. Really, I've been listening to you forever.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you won.
It worked.
All right, Amy, you already know the answer to the question you're about to ask then, don't you?
No, I don't.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the question I want to ask is we have $1.5 million in retirement accounts. We have a pension that we are going to be looking forward to in retirement. And we owe $145,000 on the house. We are a little bit pinched for money because of the inflation right now, but we can survive without it. I want
Why are
to
you
take out money
pinched for money?
Okay, we're really not that pinched for money, but I want to have more money per month.
Okay. All right. I got you. Okay, I'm with you on that. Now, so how old are y'all?
I am 49. My husband is 43.
Okay.
So we still have quite.
What's your household income?
Years. He makes $135 a year. So that's like.
And you?
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, okay. Okay. So your household income's 135. All right. You owe 145, and you're in your 40s.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I want to know if we can pay off the house and take the hit on the taxes.
I wouldn't.
Or
no, I wouldn't. You're not only going to get the taxes, you're going to get a 10% penalty. So what's going to happen at 135,000? You're going to lose 40%. That's like borrowing money at 40% interest.
Yes.
No.
But I am actually an active trader in our brokerage account, and I've made like $700,000 in the last 5 years.
Inside the retirement.
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't have anything that's not inside retirement.
No, besides the house, no.
Yeah, so you're running we
have like an emergency fund.
Yeah, but I mean, a self-managed. You're doing a self-managed IRA. Okay. All right. But just because you can, that's all the more reason not to give the government 50 cents on the dollar.
Okay.
Because if you can make that kind of money, you can make that kind of money instead of giving it to the government. Now, what I would do is this. I would stop investing into your 401k.
Well, we do put 10%.
I would stop investing into your 401k.
Well, we do that because there is a match.
I would stop investing into your 401k and pay off your stinking house. If you want to get the match, that's fine. If you want to invest, that's fine. But you have no money except in this retirement account. So you're seriously considering, as smart as you are on everything else, taking a 40% hit on your money. No, I want your house paid off too, but I'm not giving the government 40 cents on the dollar. You pull $100,000 out, you send them 40. You got 60 left. That stinks to high heaven. No. 100 times no. Wouldn't do that. Now, I was hoping you were going to tell me you're 59 and a half, and I would cash it out without the 10% penalty. I would. But you're not there. So anyway, pay the mortgage down with other means between now and then. And if you want to slow or stop the 401k to apply the difference to your mortgage, that would not be unwise at this stage of the game, because your $1.5 million, if you just let it grow at a 10% rate, is going to be worth $3 million by the time you're 60. And by the time you're 67, it's going to be worth $6 million. And by the time you're 74, it's going to be worth $12 million. So you're going to be okay. You're going to be all right. And that's if you add nothing to it.
Let me ask you this, Dave. So if my friend came to me and said, hey, I've been self-managing this mutual fund over the last 5 years, and I've made $700,000. If I look at all the data about self-managed funds, they don't ever work long-term.
Right.
I would tell my friend, take your money off the table. You had a night and you beat Vegas and dump it in. Is that bad advice in this situation? Because I feel like that's a person that's going to take that 700 and is going to end up losing it statistically over a long enough arc.
Well, I did not delve into what she's doing.
Okay.
So if she's buying and selling single stocks, yes, I would take it off the table. I agree.
I mean, how else would you make $700,000 in 5 years?
I don't know what she started with.
That's fair. Okay.
So, if you double it in 5 years, that's only about a 16% rate of return.
Okay.
So that could be done with mutual funds if you're very careful.
Sure.
Right. So maybe she selected the best package of mutual funds possible in the last 5 years. That could be. But if you're buying and selling single stocks, I agree. I wouldn't do that. I don't do it. And I know a lot about it. And I don't do it. My retirement accounts are not self-managed. They're just sitting in mutual funds cooking. Just cooking right along. Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that in her case. So you've done really, really well. Be careful. Be careful. And don't, let's not be giving the government half our money. And let's not be taking big risk with a self-managed account. That would be the two tune-ups or answers to what we think we're hearing in your situation. And good question, Amy. We appreciate you joining us. The good news is what she said is right. If you do follow this stuff, you'll be a baby steps millionaire. It works every time.
Every time.
And her family situation has changed during that decade. Her employment situation has changed during that decade. Everything has moved. And still, we're sitting on $1.5 million in her 40s, plus a house that's almost paid for. We didn't ask what the house is worth, so their net worth is presumably over $2 million.
And my guess is, whenever you're traveling and you have to go to the bathroom and you finally find an exit that has a gas station and you exit, for some reason, right when you exit and you get to that stoplight and you see the gas station, your body's just like, all right, we're going to go right now, right? You got to go real bad. And I feel like she's got $1.5 million and she's right there at the edge to pay that house off. And then all of a sudden it's like, I got to pay this off right now, right now, right now. And it's just
no idea where that metaphor was going.
Hey, let's slow down.
Had no idea where that metaphor was going.
That metaphor landed like a sweet airplane.
That's a Rachel Cruz metaphor right there. Oh my gosh. Wow. Unbelievable.
You just got to stay the course, even though you're right there at the edge. Just stay the course.
Yeah, okay.
Don't pee in the car.
That's it. That's the moral of the story. Don't pee in the car. This is The Ramsey Show. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Thank you for joining us. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, PhD in counseling. He's my co-host today. The phone number is 888-825-5225. Happy 4th of July weekend. Happy birthday, America. You big, beautiful beast. It's pretty amazing. Brandon's with us in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi, Brandon. Welcome to The Ramsey Show.
Hi, John. Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call. How's it going?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
The reason for my call is my mom is kind of giving up on her career field and is depending on me to fund essentially everything for her. Now, a little bit of background. I don't have any brothers and sisters, and my parents divorced early on.
How old is your mother?
She's 52.
And so you're supposed to support this 52-year-old woman for the rest of her life who doesn't want to work much.
Well, the thing that's happened is essentially she worked at a university. She went to school, got her PhD, and was really trying to break into the medical field with her doctorate, and she just wasn't able to get a job. And so now, it's going on about 1.5 years now where she essentially hasn't had a job and was using all of her, money that she had saved.
Pretty irresponsible for somebody smart enough to get a PhD.
What's her degree in?
Something medical research. She was working. She actually was doing some sort of job at the CDC during COVID that was, an assignment for, I think, 6 months or something like that. But before that, she was working with infectious disease in
Wait, here's the deal.
At university.
Does she have her name on your checking account?
No.
Okay. She can only get money if you give it to her.
That is correct.
And so she can't take it from you. She can't steal it from you. She can just ask you for it.
Wait a minute. Let's stop a second, okay? Let's pretend that this wasn't your mom for a second. And you're talking to your best friend's mom, who's 52. Is it good for her to do nothing and drain her kid. Let's talk about her. Is it good for her?
Yeah.
It's not a rhetorical question. I'm asking you. Is it good for her?
Of course not.
Okay. Then if you assist her in doing something that's not good for her, you are not doing good, sir. Follow me?
Yeah.
You're giving a drunk a drink.
I'm with you.
You're giving a drunk a drink. So what's happened is her heart got broken and her confidence got shaken. After she went and got her PhD, she thought she had a meal ticket, and it turns out you still got to go out there and shovel the ditch. And she shook up, and her heart's messed up, and instead of actually re-engaging life, she's trying to escape, and in the process, suck the marrow out of your bones.
The only way forward, good man, is to sit down and have an across-the-table conversation with your mom.
Yeah. It's good for her to re-engage life, honey.
I love you. And you got knocked down hard, and I'm so sorry.
And I'll walk with you. I'll be your biggest cheerleader. I'll pick you up. I'll dust you off. But I'm not going to support you while you do nothing because it's not good for you. You're way too smart to waste your life away sitting and watching Oprah reruns. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
And I promise you there's a job at a university for her.
And if she tries to be a travel agent for guilt trips, don't let her.
Yeah.
Mom, I am not an ungrateful son. That's why I'm sitting here. But I'm so grateful and I love you so much that I will not participate in your destruction. I will not participate in you turning a wonderful life into a pile of poop. I'm not going to participate in that. I love you too much to do that. I'm going to walk with you. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to dust you off. I'm going to cheer you on. I'll call you back. I'll coach you. I'll buy you books. I'll be your biggest cheerleader, but I'm not going to give a drunk a drink because something knocked her out of the saddle and now she's scared of horses. Isn't she? She's afraid, I think, isn't she?
Yeah, I don't know if she really wants to anymore, to be honest.
Well, that hopelessness comes from not believing anymore. That's a type of fear. Proverbs says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. But when desire comes, it is the tree of life. And so if I called her up tomorrow out of the blue and said, the CDC is on the other line, they want to pay you $140,000 a year, can you be there Monday? Suddenly, she wouldn't have given up. Suddenly, she would light up like a dadgum Christmas tree. So she's not done. She's heartbroken, hopeless. And so part of your job is not to give her money, but to inject hope into her life and help her get back on the horse. And don't you dare give her any more money.
All right.
Don't you dare give her any more money. If you want to buy some food and drop off a bag of food, do that. But don't you give her cash to sit on her butt. Don't participate in her own destruction. That's the worst kind of enabling. You're not being nice. You're being mean when you do that. Is that making sense? Because it's not good for her. And the byproduct of you doing this right is it actually does protect you. But that's really even down the list. I would let you suffer if I thought it was the right thing to do to pour money over there.
Yeah.
But it's not good for her. Not good for her.
How does this conversation go, Brandon?
Can I add
how's it sound when you talk to her next time?
Really well. No, I don't have any problem really having the conversation with her. I just was really wondering how to navigate it, because it is touchy for her.
In person.
So,
in person.
Holding one of her hands, you pick up the tab for the breakfast.
You're looking into her eyes and just tell her how much you love her 22 times during the thing. And I love you so much that I'm going to help you get back on the horse. Because, Mama, I can tell your heart's broken. I can tell you've lost hope. And you're too smart. You got a freaking PhD. You're too smart to waste your life away. And I'm not going to stand by as someone who loves you and allow you to do that. I'm going to be cheering you on. I'm going to kick in your butt. Huh?
Yeah, go for it. What's up?
Could I ask you one quick thing? So currently, she's moved out of her house into what I have a rental property. It's the only debt that I have left, and now it went from me being able to put an extra $1,500 it made towards that mortgage to me now paying probably another $700 or $800 out of my.
Yeah, put a time limit on how long she stays.
6 months or
6 months. You got 6 months in the house, Mom, and then I got to sell it. You need to put a deadline on it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise this goes on for 15 years. That was a bad move, by the way. Hey, hang on. I'm going to send you Ken Coleman's books for her, From Paycheck to Purpose and Proximity Principle. Maybe they'll help her get started. This is The Ramsey Show. Buying a house or selling a house right now, the Ramsey way makes home ownership a blessing if you do it right. And if you do it wrong, it'd be a curse. Yeah, stay away from it. There's a wild real estate market out there, and the Ramsey Trusted Program is the only way to find a good real estate agent that you can trust to keep you on track with what we teach here at Ramsey and help you get the best offer on your house, find the right house for you. We only send you to the top producing agents in the area who we trust. We review their stats, we interview them, we decide which one, and then you do the same thing and you can pick the one you want. Ramsey Trusted Agents have years of experience. They didn't get their license last week. Your Aunt Sally might be sweet, but she doesn't need to sell your house. You need a pro. Find a Ramsey Trusted real estate agent for free at RamseySolutions.com/agent. Ryan is in Fort Worth, Texas. Hey, Ryan, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for having me on.
Sure. What's up?
So I'll just try and paint a picture for you guys. I'm 21, and I have been with my girlfriend for a little under 4 years, and I'm considering getting married. But and she's amazing. She's really hardworking. The only thing is, when we've had conversations previously about marriage, I've told her that I've always thought that getting premarital counseling is kind of necessary. Well, I guess it's not necessary for everyone, but it's a very good idea. And she reacted pretty negatively to that, and we kind of argued a little bit about it. And she said that she wouldn't want to have another person, talk about our issues with, I guess, like a stranger, and I was just wondering what you guys thought about that. Her alternative that she offered was we'd read some kind of book on marriage together and kind of work it out ourselves.
It's it's an ironical irony that you're having a fight about pre-marriage counseling.
Yeah.
So, Brother Ryan,
yeah,
just slowly back away. When you get to the door, turn and run as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Here's why. No couple has it figured out when they're first getting married. You, at this point, are unable to say, I want to do this because it's important to me. And if you already can't say what you need or what you want out loud, it's going to be tough sledding. This has nothing to do with her. You want to put this on like it's just a good idea. All couples should do this. You need to be able to look your future wife in the eye and say, this is really important to me. The second thing is, if she is a person who cannot hear outside counsel or wisdom, which all of us need, then she's going to have a very tough time being your wife or your partner and your co-creator of this world y'all are going to build together. And I don't see a healthy path forward.
The Bible says in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. There's a ton of statistical evidence. Have you ever heard the saying, Ryan, that half the marriages end in divorce? Have you ever heard that saying?
Yeah, I have.
It's statistically untrue, by the way. And let me throw some numbers at you that are pretty crazy. Okay, if you get married before having a child, if you don't live together before getting married, if you both graduate from high school, if your combined household income is going to be in excess of $50,000, those are all controllable variables, by the way. The controlling variables you don't have is if both of your parents are married still, if all of those things are true, and if you share a faith together, you're both of one faith. If you regularly attend a house of worship for that faith, if you do all the things I have just listed, you have a 90% probability of staying married. And part of that is, by the way, I left out two, I'm sorry. If you get pre-marriage counseling and if you have an engagement period that lasts 6 months or longer, not 3 days. And I got married in Vegas. Okay, so some people that get married 3 days after they meet, their marriage lasts for 50 years, but most don't. So basically a good, decent length of an engagement. You're not sleeping together, living together, having babies together before marriage, and you have good pre-marriage counseling, and you do some of these other basic things. Most marriages that follow that statistically make it. It's in the 90 percentile. So, but it's all the people that get all this crap out of order, and like John said, that refuse to have any input into their marriage. You're freaking 21 years old.
Did something happen
I'm
to
not
her,
putting you
Ryan?
down, but you don't know beans about nothing. Of course you need outside help. Of course you do. You called us because you wanted help.
Well, Ryan knows that.
Because you're wise. In the multitude of counsel, there's safety. I'm 63, and I need help.
A lot.
Shut up, John.
All right, so Ryan,
John needs a new job.
I'm going to get paycheck to purpose on the way out the door. All right, so Ryan, there's got to be something beneath this.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That she gets angry about it.
So,
like her parents went to pre-marriage counseling and got divorced, or they went to marriage counseling and got divorced anyway.
So it was her sister.
Okay.
And she's really close with her sister.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't the counseling that blew the marriage up. It was the sister.
What were you saying, Ryan?
I was saying I may have come on a little strong. Usually we talk like in the car as I'm driving, and sometimes I'll say something with like, we have to do this, and maybe that put her on the defensive. I don't know. But also, yeah, the main thing is her sister.
So here's the response in a gentle way. I'm asking you to put my needs above your sister's. And if she can't do this now, then your marriage is not going to make it. And right now what she's choosing to do is to take her sister's experience and put that over what you're asking. But you also have to have the courage to say, I pawn this off on this is just what we're supposed to do, or this is the right thing to do. I want to do this because it's important to me.
Yeah.
And if she looks you in the eye and says, I can't meet your needs, or I have no interest in, quote unquote, doing what you say that you want, then you'll need to address your relationship there. That's a tough place.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's...
This is I've been doing radio all day today, including my show, this show, and this is my least favorite phone call I've had to make because I know that's hard.
Yeah.
I know that's hard. But also,
I think I'm going to try and implement that though, and see if she does have any.
Yeah, I mean this matters to me.
Me too.
That's a big deal. If you say that to your spouse and our potential spouse, and they go, yeah, well, I don't care. We're not doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's something that's harmful. I mean, what's the downside? But I mean,
this is, and here's the thing that as an almost newlywed that you don't see, this will happen with the home you buy. This will happen with the neighborhood you live in. This will happen with the job you take. Man, you throw kids in the mix. Hey, it's a really big deal to me that our kids go to this church. Yeah, it's not happening. Like these things just get bigger and bigger and bigger. There's an old counseling saying, conflict deferred is conflict amplified. If you don't say, hey, this is important to me, that we get some counsel, that we get people to walk with us in this stage of our marriage, and she says, nah, this will turn into a nuclear bomb down the road. And I hate that for you, man, because I know that you love this woman.
I had very few requests of my grown children when their spouse came and asked for our blessing to get married. One of them was premarriage counseling. All three of them did that. They're my kids. They need counseling. This is The Ramsey Show. Thanks for joining us, America. Dr. John Deloney, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Chad and Natalia are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Terrific, Dave.
We're doing great.
Good to have you guys. Where do you live?
We live in Pennsylvania,
all right,
close to Erie.
Erie.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And how much debt have you all paid off?
We paid off $151,405,000.
Wow, love it. Very good. And how long did it take to pay off $151,000?
34 months.
Good for you. And your range of income during that 3 years?
From 142 up to about 177.
Cool. What do y'all do for a living?
We're both teachers.
Oh, awesome. What do you teach?
I teach 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I teach middle school math.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. What kind of debt was the 151?
Well, about $15,000 was our car loan and a little bit of my school debt, and the rest was our mortgage.
You paid off your house?
Yes, we did.
Looking at some weird people right here.
The weirdest.
Love it. Very cool. Good looking house. I'm seeing it on YouTube here. How much is that worth?
About $270.
About $270. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. How old are you two?
We're 50.
And a paid-for house, baby.
Yeah.
Worth almost $300,000. How much is in your retirement accounts?
So we have only about $45,000 in our Roths, and then we have a whole bunch of money in contributions and interest that will come to us in a lump sum from our pensions eventually, and that's what we have so far.
All right. Way to go, guys. Good job.
Not to mention, when you die, after spending life as a middle school math teacher, there's a conveyor belt to heaven. You just get to pass everything. Yeah. You just get straight in, man. Kindergarten teachers, you got to stay in line, but you just get to go right ahead.
Yeah. Wow. Spoken like somebody who taught math in middle school.
Nope, spoken like a kid who just got a middle schooler out of math.
Oh, whoa.
Wow, way to go, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so 34 months, so 36 months ago or so, something happened. How long have y'all been married?
29.
Okay, so 29 years you've been bumping along, but something happened and you said, okay, something's got to change here. We're going to get this house knocked out and these other things too. What happened?
So I have a friend who is quite a bit younger than me, and so conceding to him much of anything is not something that I like doing. And so he had gotten way on board with the Ramsey business and was drinking the Kool-Aid and way down the road. And I was hemming and hawing and hedging, and he would just make these little comments. Shout out to Carl Giesing.
Carl.
And he would say things like, well, that's okay. You don't have to do it, but someday I'll be a millionaire and you won't. And just these little digs. And so eventually I decided pretty much the classic thing of like, we make too much money to still be paycheck to paycheck. Like, you know, I mean, our incomes continue to grow, and we, you know, why don't we have something?
Yeah. So Natalia, Chad comes in and says, "I'm tired of Carl dogging me. We're going to look at this." What'd you say?
I was pretty much on board. The only concern that I had, because we were very poor when we got married.
Chad is like, yeah, no.
Chad was a missionary in Russia, and that's how we met. I'm actually from Russia. Anyway, so when we first got married, we had $14 as our budget for food a month. So when he proposed that, first of all, it was a miracle, because Chad was never really about money. He would just give everything away, and we were happy, and, you know, we love Jesus, and just God will provide. And but then it was a miracle that he brought it to me, and I hope I was on board right away. But my concern was like,
you didn't want $40 food budget.
Yeah. That was my only concern.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it wasn't.
No, it was not.
We're the classic thing that comes up a lot on the show, where somebody is the idea guy and they're all about this. So I'm Mr. Bottle Rocket, and she's just been, you know, yanked all over the place. So I think her reservation to get on board was oh, this is my next, you know, thing. And pretty much we really followed the thing where we sat down and we had a dream meeting and we talked about what could be, and we tried to dream in Technicolor. And once we did that, instead of what we can't do, and the fact that now we're going to be budget people, like, this is our compelling reasons why. And once we did that, then it started to then it came together and it made sense, and we were off to the races.
Love it. Congratulations, you two. Wow. So what's the first big thing you're going to do now that you don't have a payment in the stinking world?
Well, the first thing that we are doing is
here.
we came here.
What's the first big thing?
Well, we're staying at the Drury downtown in Nashville, and this is a lot of money for us to spend. I'm driving a $1,750 car that's called the Golden Marshmallow.
The Golden Marshmallow has got to go.
It's a 1996.
That's number one.
It's got to go.
Yeah, Sable. Anyway, Mercury Sable.
So look, there's a picture of it. I love it. What year? 97?
96. It's a 96 Mercury Sable. And you always talk about buying you just told somebody about buying a $2,000 car. It was a $1,750 car.
And it overheats. So when it overheats, it stops working. So
that's
take
how you make s'mores.
Yes.
An overheated marshmallow.
Yes. You could cook s'mores on the engine. Yeah. So we'll get a replacement car. We'll get her a replacement kitchen at some point in the not too distant future. We're gonna go on a family vacation where we take other folks along with us. So, yeah.
Good for you. Well done. All right, that's a good plan. I like it. How's it feel to not have any payments?
It doesn't feel real, to be honest, but it feels so good, but not quite real.
How old were you when you came from Russia?
I was 21.
Okay.
That's when we got married.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how surreal is this now, this American dream now, like decades later, right?
Yeah.
Here you sit in a house that you completely own 100% of. That's got to feel a little different than...
It's amazing, to be honest, but we were very young, we worked really hard.
Yeah.
So it feels amazing because it was not a gift, it was not... something that somebody gave it to me.
You're not lucky.
We are not lucky.
We worked hard.
Worked so hard, and that was one of the hardest things for me, to watch my husband work day and night, not just physically, but also mentally, for an hour in the morning, and then for an hour or 2 or 3 at night, just looking at his notes and crunching the numbers and making plans, and that was the hardest thing for me to see.
Beautiful.
And what about these two handsome boys over here? How old are these guys?
Enoch is 25.
Raise your hand.
25, and Caleb is about to be 22.
Yeah.
And so when we started this, the summer of 21, we just kind of on-ramped toward it, realized that if we're going to go all the way in, we need to do FPU, and so we brought them on board, and we did FPU 1 lesson a day for 9 straight days, and that was the launch board. And so these guys have really been along for the journey.
Here's what I love about that. That's a dad that says not only no more with me, but that's a dad that looks at his 2 sons and says no more with y'all either.
Yeah.
And that's amazing right there. I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah.
One of them just bought his first his own first car, all cash for a beautiful.
And it's a better car than yours.
It is way better.
Yes. It's a low bar.
Way better. Anyway, and the other one paid for college debt-free, and they're both living totally debt-free. They're roommates across town. It's great.
Jump up there with your mom and dad while they show that they changed your whole family tree, young man. $151,000 paid off in 34 months, making $142 to $177. 100% debt-free. House and everything. Chad and Natalia, Erie, Pennsylvania. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free! Yeah! That's how that works. Woo! You gotta love it, baby. This is the Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day is Psalm 27:13. I remain confident of this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. General Douglas MacArthur said, duty, honor, country. Those three hallowed words reverently dictate what you ought to be, what you can be, and what you will be. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. Reese is with us in Gainesville, Florida. Hi, Reese. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Good afternoon.
Hey, what's up?
So my question is that I'm 25 and I'm on disability insurance and disability payments, and I was wondering how I could build wealth.
What's the nature of your disability, sir?
So when I was 5 months old, I had a heart transplant. Fast forward to 2018, I got lymphoma cancer. Then in 2022, it relapsed again. I'm in remission for both, so I'm good there. And currently, I am a University of Florida student. I'm in the senior year. I plan on getting my master's, and I'm debt-free.
Very good. What's your master's going to be in?
Same thing, food and resource economics or applied economics.
Okay, fine. All right. I don't know enough. I'm not good enough at medicine to know what all that stuff means for your future and what your situation is. What I always, when I'm working with someone that's facing a disability, the always reason I ask the nature of it is there's a technical disability. There's meaning that you are declared disabled in order to receive payments from the military or from a disability policy or from SSI or whatever. And then there is, I don't know how to say this properly. I'll just try to say it. And if it sounds wrong, don't be offended, please. Then there's the actual disability, meaning what can you actually not do? And so if I woke up in those shoes, you've got a balance between the technical disability. You can't continue receiving most disability checks while you go earn $300,000. They generally cut those checks off, right? Depending on the situation. Now, sometimes with military, it keeps going either way. I don't know. But if you're unable to do certain things like physical things, but you're able to use your mind, which in talking to you, it sounds like you have a wonderful mind, a great intellect, and you could use your mind and go have a wonderful career in spite of these limitations. Obviously, that's going to be your best route. Agreed?
Yes, sir. That's actually, that was my plan, was to go into government and do researching so that way I wouldn't physically have to do anything, but I can use my brain to thoroughly thrive. But I'm kind of a little bit weary right now because due to the fact that I have these ailments, I'm way more likely to get cancer again. I'm way more likely to pass away sooner than the average person.
Yeah.
And half of me is thinking, like, is it even worth it to save up wealth and build into a retirement that I might not never see?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But it's not worth it to have no life in the meantime. And so you've managed to stay debt-free, right?
Yes, sir.
And so, you've got three things you can do with money. You can invest it, you can give it, and you can enjoy it. And I always tell everyone you should do all three, and you should do all three. If you want to slow down on investing and have a moderate investing plan and a higher enjoyment plan based on your supposition, well, that's okay if you want to go that route. I don't care. The downside is you might live to be 70 and be screwed, right?
Right. That's a good point.
Reese, you've been given a strange gift, and it's a gift I wouldn't wish on anybody, but it's that you got to peer over the edge, right? You had to sit in a doctor's office and hear them say the word cancer. And you were raised with one or two parents who had a youngster with a heart transplant, and you know that millions of men and women go to college every year because they want to get rich or they want a paycheck. Or we talked to somebody earlier in the show today that just wanted to get a job because of the benefits. And you have had the gift to peer over the edge and realize I am not doing anything that isn't going to bring me joy and excitement and that I'm going to be able to pour myself into because I know this whole song and dance comes to an abrupt end.
It's just a vapor, right? Yeah.
And so if you love studying economics, what a cool moment in history when they've thrown all economics programs online and you can be a professor that's got incredible compassion for students. Or you can be an economic researcher and please God help Congress. Right? Like you can be an incredible contributor. If this is something you love to study, if you hate studying economics, I'm going to plead with you. Your life is too short, and you know it, and I know it. Go find something to use that amazing mind that's going to contribute to your life and to everyone else's life around you.
Yeah. So I think your baby steps are exactly the same, though. And I think investing is always going to be a part of your plan. See, $100 a month invested from 25 to 65 in good mutual funds and a Roth IRA is over $1 million. Okay, so it doesn't take a lot. So you land a job out there with a master's in econ, making six figures. You save $500,000 a month. You're going to be a multimillionaire if you make it to 70. And none of us know when we're going to make it, right? So, but like John said, you peered over the edge. So, I don't think it changes a lot. It just changes the maturity level with which you're going to be unusually emotionally mature at 25, more serious.
Yeah, and for somebody who thinks, well, I'm not going to get to spend this retirement. What if you thought about what your mom's face looked like when they told her your baby's going to have a heart transplant, and you created an endowment for moms and dads who are facing that kind of surgery? Or you begin to pay into something that's going to live on long after you're gone and honor and bless families. Like you get to think bigger and beyond just what kind of car am I going to drive?
Now, you might have $10 million in an account that sets something up that runs in perpetuation.
Just that keeps going.
The endowment idea. Yeah.
And how fun if I know, okay, I only got this much runway, I'm going to make this runway count. Mm-hmm. And Dave, there's an increasing call in some of the psychology literature about we just burn our most precious resource, time. And if we all knew how precious it was, man, we'd get off these stupid phones and be about earning and loving and serving.
Anthony in California, how can we help?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
So I have a question. I recently got a new promotion, and with that promotion came a raise. It's about, I want to say $7 or $8. But by September, I'll be at a complete $9 raise from where I was at. So it's awesome for me, but I'm at baby step 2 right now. Just finished paid off most of my credit card debt. I have about $1,000 left on one card. And then unfortunately I have a $50,000 Sallie Mae loan from school. So that's kind of biting at me. And I kind of feel like I know what you guys are going to tell me. However, the thing is, now that I'm at this new job, I have to commute about an hour from where I live. The gas isn't the problem. My car is paid off, and I only have to pay the insurance, but it's really old, well into over 200,000 miles, and it's got this maintenance I have to always do. I'm just kind of worried that it might break down on me later, and then if I don't have anything saved up for the car, then...
Anthony, drive the beater and get out of debt. You don't buy a car. You don't buy a car with a raise.
Go be free.
You already knew that. You knew we were going to say that. You know why we say that? Because we love you and we want you to win. I want you to be able to drive anything you want to drive the rest of your life. If you go buy a car right now, you're going to short circuit that, and it's going to delay your financial freedom significantly. It's so easy in Bakersfield, California to get car fever. At every stoplight, there's cool cars. And you're not driving one of them because you're broke and $50,000 in debt. But someday, you'll remember sitting at that stoplight when you're driving a nice car and you didn't use your raise to go buy a stupid car that goes down in value. I love cars, but financially, they're just straight up stupid. There's just no way around it. Please don't do it, Anthony. Please don't do it. And you knew we were going to say that. You just wanted us to say it so you could hear it. And we did. That's what we're here for, stating the obvious over and over. That puts this hour of The Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.